Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul, joined alongside Jack Weinberger, Robert Ziggy Ziegler at the University of Virginia, and we brought back producer Lauren. Lauren, welcome back for the show. You know, producer Zach, we can't find him. We don't know where he is.
And Lauren's got the looks, too. Lauren's got the looks.
I guess
Producer Zach is missing in Miami.
Yeah, producer Zach is MIA right now. So we brought in producer Lauren for the show because we enjoy the camera switches. We enjoy the different angles, you know. As long as Ziggy's on the screen, we feel pretty confident that this show will be successful. So Lauren has promised to keep Ziggy on the screen throughout most of.
I'm still waiting for Ziggy's shirt to pop off.
Well, a lot of people
still waiting for that shirt to pop off.
I mean, that costs extra. That costs extra. So we appreciate everybody who's been listening lately. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have a moment, all you have to do, go down to that subscribe button, go down to that like button, and leave a comment. Let us know how you're feeling about week 10 of the NFL season. Could be your favorite team. Could be a team you hate. Whatever it is, we love all the comments. You can become a member by going to our channel homepage and clicking join. Check out our shop in the description. There's a link to go over to the PFS shop. You want a PFS shirt? The I Love Love shirts are there. It's a great place to go and wander and browse around in your free time.
We haven't been selling a lot of I Love Love shirts since the performance against the Lions.
Our store has been pathetic
right now. Most guys hate love. So.
We need to relaunch.
Can we roll out I hate love? Maybe. I want Willis.
Well, love hurts. Love hurts. This is like an example of actual love. It's like love is up and down.
Yes,
it hurts sometimes. It feels great sometimes.
Oh.
Well, if you know what I mean. Lord knows what I mean by that.
No. You can always listen. You can always listen on this show or to this show on audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you got your podcasts. You know, the other day I was watching, guys, and this just popped into my mind here. I was watching The Dark Knight with Lauren and our cousin Nicole. She had never seen it before. I was just sitting back. You're a big Batman guy, right, Jack?
I'm a big Nicole guy, too.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, I'm a big Batman guy. Yes, I love Batman. Favorite hero.
And I was just sitting back thinking, you know, holy crap, this is good. Like football captivates guys. The Dark Knight captivates guys in a way that I can't really explain. Just a great movie overall. And it got me thinking, too, you know, we're doing power rankings. We're ranking things this week. And Letterboxd, the app. Have you seen that before?
No, enlighten me.
I'm a Letterboxd fanatic.
Really? Are you actually?
Oh, yeah. No, it's all my movie takes go on Letterboxd.
I had no idea.
All that.
The Letterboxd, it's an app where you can go and
I'm a movie guy.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't realize.
I've been working my way through this.
What the hell is that?
What is that?
What?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a box full of movies.
Oh, well, what kind of movies?
Wong Kar-wai, he's done a variety of films. He's a Hong Kongese, or not Hong Kongese. Yeah, but he does films, you know.
Oh, he's an
gangster
actor.
movies, romance movies, dramas.
I'm assuming he's a director.
Oh.
He makes films about yearning.
Interesting. All right. Well, Letterboxd, Jack, it's like you could go and leave reviews for movies.
Okay.
And you can share
I feel like I've heard of
friends.
that. Yeah, I know what it is.
But one of the key attributes of Letterboxd is it has 4 movies that you can put down as, you know, whether or not you want to say it's like the 4 movies that best represent you or your 4 favorite, whatever it might be. You have like your big 4. I view it as like the Mount Rushmore. Obviously, I don't know how serious people take Letterboxd. My 4 are the Magic Mike movies right now, all the Magic Mikes, but I don't know if that's like actually a poor representation of.
Well, that's obviously a joke.
It is obviously a joke. But
it does say favorite films. That's what it's called.
Oh, favorite. Okay, cool. So I actually put down. I just want to see what your guys' 4 favorite films were, because mine, I put down The Dark Knight made the list for me. I have, of course, my favorite's The Lion King. People know that. Jaws, and I have It's a Wonderful Life. Those are my 4 Letterboxd movies. If they weren't Magic Mike, I was curious so Ziggy, what would yours be? I have a feeling we might not know.
I want to hear what Jack has to say first.
Well, I have my 4 favorite movies. It's a very strange list for me. My 4 favorite movies.
Well, that surprises no one.
So my favorite movie is a movie called The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. It's from the 90s.
That's a great choice.
Yeah, I think a lot of people love that. Yeah.
I mean, Fugitive is awesome. Yeah. Number 2 is Rudy. I think Rudy's a great movie.
Come on, man. Come on. This is the crowd.
Number 3 is Shawshank Redemption.
So far, I don't see anything crazy about this.
I feel like Fugitive and Rudy is like an odd one too. But I mean,
good movie.
Shawshank Redemption doesn't belong there.
I love Shawshank Redemption.
Maybe the most overrated film in the history of films.
My 4 and 5 like always goes back and forth. Like, if I had to pick a 4 right now, maybe I go like Good Will Hunting or something like that.
All right, that's more realistic, I think, than almost any take you've had on this show.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen The Fugitive, watch it. It's a fantastic movie.
Actually,
I'm impressed, Jack. Like, you pulled out 4 just good films.
Oh, I'm a movie guy, Ziggy.
Well,
like, you might not think it, but I love a good movie.
Well, buckle up for a second here. You're about to get 4 movies you've never heard of from Ziggy.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. Well,
That's
try me. Sandlot 2 was number 5.
Oh, yeah.
I think Sandlot's number 5.
I only get to pick 4. I can't cheat by in movies and their sequels or whatever. This is off-season content. Why are we doing this in our NFL preview?
I don't know. I just like ranking things.
Okay, fair enough. Boy, that's tough. What's going in the top 4? Well, you got to have 2001.
Okay, Space Odyssey.
There's just no question you have to have 2001.
Go Gamecocks.
In the Mood for Love. That's got to be up there.
Oh, there you go.
That's a Wong Kar-wai film.
Ooh.
Someone's yearning.
Mulholland Drive. That's got to be up there in your top 4.
What was that one?
About it. Mulholland Drive.
Mulholland Drive.
Never
Don't
seen
know.
it.
Never
Seen it. Never heard of it.
It's a tough film, but it's pretty good.
And 4.
And then what's going in at 4? There's all sorts of films you could put here. Honorable mention. I'm only going to give myself one honorable mention. Night of the Hunter. That's a good film.
Haven't
But
seen.
at number 4, we're slotting in Autumn Afternoon.
This is kind of how I expected. Ziggy.
I've seen Dog Day Afternoon. You see Dog Day Afternoon?
All right, so Ziggy's giving some people some movies
Yeah,
that they
I've
can check out.
never heard of Autumn
Ziggy,
Afternoon.
who's made these movies? Like when did these come out?
When did they come out, or who made them?
I guess both. Are they like are these movies that we should know?
2001 came out what?
Well, I know
You
2001.
should you should definitely know 2001.
Yeah, I know 2001. The other ones I
A
have no
Space
idea.
Odyssey.
Yeah.
Like, give me a nice Mulholland Drive's yeah. So that's good. Mulholland Drive, 2001, David Lynch film. In the Mood for Love. I want to say that's 2000. Maybe it's 1999. Wong Kar-wai. And then Autumn Afternoon is a late Ozu. So I think it's 61 or 62.
All right. It's diverse. I mean, I feel like all of these are pretty good representations of our personalities here.
I mean,
pretty good. It
Ziggy
makes
to a
sense.
T. Yeah, Ziggy
That
to a
makes
T.
sense. Lauren, do you care to share go very quick?
I've been loving the live action Sonic movies, specifically the second one. The first one is kind of okay. The second one is really, really good. And I'm really excited for the third.
Nice.
Okay. All right. We'll come back. Ziggy was just like stunned at that answer. People didn't see that, but it was
If you
really
want to know,
good.
I thought you can see from the Warren cam. You can see me in the
you can
corner
see.
reacting to that. So go
Warren
back a
cam.
couple of seconds. You can see me in the corner on the Warren cam if you want to know what my reaction was.
All
They're
right. Well,
so
now that we had some fun ranking some movies, drop in your favorite movie in the comment section if you've made it through this far. We can start talking some football here. So we have the power rankings, we have the game picks, Zig or Zag, Jack Cap of the Week, the normal preview show. Last week's power rankings. So remember, it goes Jack, Ziggy, Paul from 10 to 1. Jack went Vikings at 10, Commanders at 9 for Ziggy. We actually adjusted that after the Texans game because we had the Texans in there. Steelers, I put at 8. The Eagles were then 7 for Jack, 49ers at 6 for Ziggy. I put the Ravens at 5. Packers go 4 for Jack. Ziggy, Bills 3. Paul, Lions 2. And Jack was basically forced into the Chiefs at 1. He was upset about that. Ziggy was also upset that the Lions were not number 1. But now you two control a little bit more of the board towards the top in this episode. So Ziggy starts off with the number 10 selection. Why don't we jump into it?
At number 10,
Oh, dear.
we've got a team that's returning to the power rankings after being out for a little while.
No. Oh, no.
I say this a lot, but it continues to be true. They've got a really good offense.
Here they come.
Unfortunately, that really good offense wasn't able to show up this weekend when they needed it the most, and they looked like a disaster. Nevertheless, I think they've got to be in here somewhere. I'm putting the Green Bay Packers at number 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
okay,
So he
okay.
fooled
He
us. He
fooled
fooled
us
us
a
a
little
little
bit.
It's a big fall. It's a big fall, but I think a big fall is deserved after what we saw this weekend.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I agree.
It is a
I
big
had
fall.
him right
And-
there.
and right now with Love's injury and you don't really know what's going on, they could easily rise back up. But at this point in time, I think 10 is a proper spot for the Packers. I thought you were going Bengals. I really did. I really thought the Bengals.
I thought you were
Bengals are at
too.
11.
The Bengals are 11 for me too. They're the first team looking out.
Okay, so this brings it over to me at number 9. Oh, this is we feel like I feel like the bottom 10 is the tough spot because
hard.
There's a lot of teams jumbled up there. And I'm going to put, you know what? I'm going to put the San Francisco 49ers at 9 right now. It might be a little, like, I think they could actually be bumped up 1 or 2 maybe, but I'm going to put them at 9 right now. I thought we were a little generous with them at 6 last week. Still need to see a bit more. And McCaffrey's coming back soon, so I think that will also boost them up the rankings. But as it stands now, 9 for San Francisco.
Oh yeah, they were one of my first teams out, number 12. So I can't really complain there.
The betting markets have the 49ers implied the 4th best team in the NFL, so they're too low.
That's fair. That's fair. I was willing to put them a little bit.
I follow the evidence.
So my 10th ranked team was the Cardinals, but they're not creeping up to 8. So I'm going to put the Eagles at 8. Team was one.
Man, you really dislike the Eagles. You had them 7. You dropped them.
Well, I think Jacksonville stinks, and they played a competitive game in Philly, which shouldn't be the case. And I'm aware that Doug Peterson is the old coach of Philly. He had something. He probably wanted to win that game, but this is a game where if I'm going to put you higher than number 8 and you're supposed to be a contender, you got to blow Jacksonville away on your home field.
Mm-hmm.
They're still a top 10 team for sure. Barkley's fantastic, undefeated with AJ Brown in the lineup, but I'm not ready to jump the gun and put him in the top, close to the top 5. So I'm putting him at number 8.
All right, Ziggy. I think this is an important pick here in terms of keeping the list.
No, well, so here's
track.
the problem: is there's no team that I'm happy putting here because all the teams I want to put here either deserve to be higher or deserve to be lower. I mean, I really screwed this up, but it's okay.
No, you didn't screw it up. Me and Jack putting the Niners at Eagles screwed it up for you. But you probably should have seen that coming.
I can't put the Steelers here because the Steelers are just not a top 10 team.
Oh yeah,
of course you're going to put a team in.
Of course they are.
Ziggy, you have to remember, if you don't put the Steelers here, that means they might go to 5 for Jack.
I'm telling you, they'll be a 5 if you don't put them here.
You know what? You're right. Jack's just going to do what he's going to do. I can't stop him. I'm putting the Minnesota Vikings here.
Good.
Minnesota Vikings are 7 in my power rankings. I'm not convinced that this team's great. I'm convinced that this team is okay. They gutted out a tough, closer than it should have been win against the Colts. They covered, which was nice. But we need to see better play from Sam Darnold before they can start climbing up a whole lot higher.
I have him at 7 also.
Good God. All right.
Zeke, we're pretty spot on with 7 and our first team out there.
I think that's around the right spot for the Vikings, but given the way that the list is falling, I don't know who. I mean, I guess the Chargers are a team that you could potentially who else are we putting at 6?
The Dolphins.
Stop it.
The Bengals. No, the Bengals or the Dolphins are a better team than the Chargers, probably with Tua playing. It's true.
Yeah, no, I like them. I'm trying to think now who here slots into the number 6 spot. I'm not a big fan of the Texans. I think I have to put the Steelers.
Yeah, you know it's coming at 5 if you don't put them at 6.
I think I have to put the Steelers at 6.
Hell yes.
And no, I'm serious though. Like even according to my rankings, it would be the Steelers would be next up on the list here. So and I still have my top 5 all available. Or I still have 5 teams ahead of them that can slot in here. So yeah, I'll go Steelers, and I don't feel great about it. I think they're closer to the bottom end of the top 10, or like right around that border of top 10. But they're playing good football. The defense is playing awesome. Of course, Mike Tomlin always keeps them competitive, and the offense is good enough to get by and be a wild card team this year.
Yeah, no shame putting them at 6.
No offense. I just don't think you're winning the division, but I think they'll.
I'm not
get
offended.
in. Yeah,
I'm not offended.
Okay, so
this
I don't
is a
care.
big pick for Jack because the top 4 is settled. There are 4 teams that are going in the top 4. So this is the last team other than those 4 you can.
Well, this is an easy pick.
Easy pick.
Yeah, top 5 is easy. 5 is the Commanders.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey, look at us.
100%.
Who would have thought?
Sitting there 7-2, and it is impressive. I'm aware the Giants are horrible, but when you win a game like they won against the Bears on your home field, a Hail Mary like that in a game you probably had no business winning, to then regroup with a rookie quarterback, go on the road to a division opponent who played a close game with you when you met the first time, and take control from the start and beat them, that impressed me. This team is legit, and I got him at number 5.
Okay. All right. So
this is great because the Vegas has them as 3.5 point favorites at home against the Steelers. So we're right there. We're exactly where the markets are.
Yeah, we're great right now.
And I love the Steelers.
I feel like this top four is gonna be a breeze. Look at us.
Well, you would think.
Yeah,
you would think.
So top four, I'm putting what I think is the fourth best team in football here. I'm putting in the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Great team. They can play football with the best of them, but they just haven't shown this year that they're going to be able to step up to that level. I'm confident they will, but until we see, the defense has played great, but Patrick Mahomes, he's close to leading the NFL in interceptions. There's not a lot around him. Until we see more out of this offense, I think of the legit contenders, I think they're number 4.
Okay. Yeah. We've been over this a million times on why I'm keeping them at 1. But yeah, so that's fair.
I'm more in agreement with
Ziggy. Your guys' logic and thinking. I get it.
I think we can all agree they've played the worst of the top 4 teams up to this point in the season. I know they're undefeated, but they haven't looked as good.
I agree.
So yeah, it's the power rankings, not the record rankings.
And because it's the power rankings, not the record rankings, I have the Buffalo Bills coming in at 3. It was toss up between them and the Ravens right here, but Baltimore kicked their ass when they played, and I'm not sure it wouldn't happen again if they played, especially in Baltimore. So I'm going to put the Bills here at 3. Of course, with Josh Allen, you could win any game, but I think 3 is the right spot.
Yep, and then 2, I got the Broncos.
He's back on them.
2, I got the Ravens. Bounce back win, 30-point win at home. Looked impressive.
All right. Take us home, Ziggy.
And they're not one because the Lions are better than them. So go ahead,
the Ravens win at home this week and actually caused me to catapult them up to 1. But I have no problem putting the Detroit Lions at 1. These are, I think, clearly the best team in the AFC and the NFC, at least how they've played up until this point. Lions coming off a nice dominant win against a good team. Either of these teams you can justify putting 1. And honestly, if this wrapping up, is this going to be our least controversial? I feel like we're getting less controversial every week. The first few weeks, people said, stop this segment. You guys are clickbaiting. And that was never our intention. But now that we've sort of figured out how it works, I feel like we're really working well together as a team.
We always have.
I hate the Steelers, but what are you going to do?
But there was also there was no headbutting really amongst us either. Usually when they're bad, someone really disagrees with another person.
Well, I could have put the Steelers at 9. And then had the 49ers at 6 is another way it could have gone.
I guess Philly at 8.
I thought Philly would have been higher. So okay,
low.
let's quickly go through our top 10s. Go ahead, Ziggy. Who do you have 1 to 10?
1 to 10. I've got Ravens at 1, Lions at 2, Bills at 3, Chiefs at 4, 49ers at 5, Commanders at 6, Eagles at 7, Vikings at 8, Dolphins at 9, Packers at 10.
Okay. And the Dolphins is still I get it. I get why.
The Dolphins is believing that Tua is going to elevate this offense. And I'm happy of how they played against Buffalo.
How about you, Jack?
So I had the Lions at 1, Chiefs at 2, Ravens at 3, Bills at 4, Commanders 5, Steelers 6, Vikings 7, Eagles 8, Packers 9, and Cardinals 10.
Okay. All right. I had Cardinals 13 or so. My 1 to 10. So 1 through 5
the
for
Cardinals
me.
at 17.
1 through 5 for me went Chiefs, Lions, Bills, Ravens, Eagles. 6 through 10, Vikings, Commanders, Niners, Packers, Steelers. That was my top 10. So yeah, I don't know. I wound up putting the 49ers in there to try and keep up. Maybe I should have put the Steelers at 9, but that's just what happened. I don't know if I missed something.
This year, it feels like what we've got this year is there's a distinct 4-team tier 1, and there's a 4 or 5-team tier 2, and then everyone after that, it feels like just has no chance.
Yes. I think we're close. Although this week I had more teams in that tier 2 than before. Before it's been 12 to 13 top teams. This week I went down 15 or so. So. All right, we can move along. We have a few game previews here. We have a few game previews that we'll go through. We're not going to drag on too long because some of these games are not super exciting, but they're very important still. And we'll start off Jack's favorite player in the world. I think by the end of next season, he'll be one of your favorite players. Caleb Williams will come on this show, and you two will make up. It'll be an amazing moment.
If he comes on this show, I'd love to have him. I told him she sucks.
Jeez. So Patriots and the Bears. The Bears are on a 2-game losing streak. The Patriots coming off an overtime loss to the Titans. Thriller. The 2 teams that aren't very good, but a thriller.
That's a good game. That's a fun game.
A game-winning touchdown or a game-tying touchdown as the clock expires. It's It's all fun.
It's like watching a college game. It doesn't matter if the teams are good. It matters if it's close and you're having fun.
So over the past 2 weeks, Caleb has been after we defended.
That's what she said, Ziggy.
Over the past 2 weeks, right after we started, praising Caleb on this show, and even Jack gave some praise because it was deserved. Caleb's been pretty horrible lately, and the Bears' offensive line has been atrocious. There's some injuries going on there. Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron are under fire. The entire coaching staff is under fire. Crazy how you could be in the Bears situation. 2 losses. What were they, 5-2 when they were playing the Commanders, right? 5-2. You're 10 seconds away from, or maybe 4-2. You're 10 seconds away from another big win on the road, and all of a sudden this Hail Mary, you go and get murdered by Arizona, and now feels like the wheels are kind of falling off in Chicago at the moment. And this is a great opportunity to get back against the Patriots team that's really struggled. Drake May has struggled under pressure. The Bears have Montez Sweat coming back for this one, and he's just been everything to that defense. Ramondre, Ziggy's boy, is averaging 2.2 yards per carry over the last 3 games. This feels like the perfect get-right spot for Chicago. Does anyone disagree with that?
It does, but I got the Pats.
Really?
Yeah. I think the Pats with Drake May are actually somewhat okay. I thought that Tennessee was going to beat up on him pretty good last week. I like some things the Pats are doing with Drake May. I think he's better than Caleb Williams. And I think it's another prove-it type of spot for Drake May. Pick drafted behind Caleb.
He was right up there, neck and neck with him the entire draft process, all the way up until the middle of this college season, and then all of a sudden Drake May sucked and Caleb Williams.
I mean, this Pats team, they beat the Jets, who were desperate as hell at the time.
Yeah, but Drake May didn't play in that game.
And then I know.
Or he got hurt.
But then they lost Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
But played a competitive game, tied the game at the end, played well on the road. New England to me right now is better than Chicago, and I think the Pats are going to beat Chicago. I'm telling you, I think
that is crazy.
I think Caleb Williams is so bad, and the Pats have a good defense.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The Patriots. The Patriots went to London and got murdered by Jacksonville, right?
Well, we know the Jags in London.
I'm just saying.
We know about the Jags in London.
We're talking about recent games. They were horrible in London.
We know about the Jags in London, though. We know about the Jags in London.
What do you think, Ziggy?
But T-Law is also better than Caleb.
I mean, here's what I think. I think this Patriots team is 24th in yards per game and 24th in points per game. The Bears defense is 5th in points per game. This Bears defense is vicious, and that is not what you want to be going against if you're Drake May here. You're coming off a game where, they went to overtime. That's nice, but he had some brutal turnovers against the Titans. I don't think that's going to get a whole lot better. And while I think 6 points is a lot to spot the Bears, I'm not sure I'm confident in them covering it, especially with the locker room falling apart and all of this. The Bears defense is very good. The Patriots offense is not good. The Bears offense at least sometimes has a decent run game, and sometimes Caleb Williams gets hot. The Patriots defense is not on the same tier as the Bears defense.
They've been really bad.
I think there's a reason the Bears are 6-point favorites in this game, despite not being very good, and despite the spread or the over-under being 38.5. No one's expecting this to be a great game. But I think the Bears are going to win comfortably, even if it's going to be ugly.
I mean, straight up, Chicago's season's on the line.
I mean, I'm not laying 6 points with Caleb Williams and the Bears.
I think if they lose to New England here, they drop to 4-5 on the year. I don't think they're going to be able to. Minnesota's going to keep winning. The Eagles are going to keep winning. The Commanders are going to keep winning. That 7 seed then, and then I think the Packers are going to wind up getting that spot. Like if you lose this, especially to New England, I have no confidence in Chicago the rest of the year.
This may be the only game they're favored in for the rest of the season.
Yeah, must win.
Maybe the Seahawks week 17.
I think it's a get-right spot for Drake May.
The defense is as well, Ziggy. That's what leans it to me, to Chicago, in my opinion. And getting Sweat back will be huge. Okay, let's move on in the NFC North. The Vikings and the Jaguars. The Jaguars are 2-7, but they actually have been a little pesky lately. They had that big win in London against the Patriots, as we were just talking about. Packers game, lose on a field goal at the end by Brandon McManus. This week, getting crushed by Philly, but they come back, have a chance to win. Trevor Lawrence throws a late interception. The Jaguars are not a very good football team, but they they are just hanging around in these games. Like, I don't think this is a place where Minnesota waltzes in and dominates by any means. Hopefully, I'm hopeful of it. Ziggy, when you look at this game, it has Cam Robinson revenge written all over it, doesn't it?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, look, it's this Jaguars team. I think they actually, I know you said, Jack, that the Eagles shouldn't have let them play close, and that's true. But this Jaguars team isn't terrible. They're 2-7, but they're probably the best of the teams with putrid records in the NFL. The Vikings have to win this game. I know they're 6-2. Theoretically, if they lose, they're 6-3. That's okay. But even though they're coming off a win against the Colts, they are on a downward slide. Sam Darnold is playing his worst football. And I remember when we were previewing this game against the Bears, right? The Jaguars' pass defense is horrible. This is the right kind of game for Sam Darnold to be able to get some confidence back, preparing to face the Titans next. Like, he needs to get his groove back, and he needs to start playing like the Sam Darnold at the start of the season. And given how bad the Jaguars' pass defense has been, it's in one of the four worst pass defenses in the entire NFL this year. They're second most in passing yards per game. I think that this is a great spot for Sam Darnold and the Vikings to get it together.
Yeah, and the Jaguars, they give up a crazy high percentage of deep passes and deep completions. And Sam Darnold this year actually leads the NFL in distance for throws over 20 yards when attempting them. So, like, you could see a couple big plays here. Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson going downfield. It's a spot where the Vikings really should comfortably win, but you always have that Vikings factor of like, okay, now that we're 6-2, like, go to 7-2 is a really impressive record.
Yeah.
This is the kind of game, you can just kind of see a couple turnovers happening, and Trevor Lawrence, who's been pretty bad most of the year, has a few good drives. Like, there's some long drive at the end. ETN's been horrible this season. He'll have like a 60-yard touchdown run. Like, that's possible whenever you have the Vikings, but I'd be pretty surprised if they lost this game. I have a similar feeling as I did against the Colts. Like, they just should win.
Yeah, they're a much better team. I think that Jacksonville is better than what their record is. I agree, Ziggy. But
they're not very good, though. Let's be real.
They're big favorites.
But again, like, not a very good team. I don't really see how they stop.
Right there, what the hell? What happened?
I don't know. I choked on my own spit. I don't really see how they stop this offense with Addison. Hawkinson back now, right?
Hawkinson's back, another week under his belt.
Yeah, JJ. I don't see how they stop Minnesota. And that's why I give the Vikings the win. That's a must win for them in my eyes, and they're going to beat a team they're better than. That's what it is.
Good. We're all in agreement here. The Vikings win.
I mean, you would think.
That's good.
You would hope when you would think. But it's the NFL. You never really know.
It is the Minnesota Vikings. Too.
Yeah.
It is the Vikings who are favored too. I mean,
do you feel like the Lions-Texans game has lost a little bit of the shine that it had coming into the season?
The Texans suck.
Well, the Texans are still 6-3 though, and the Detroit's the hottest team in the league. Like, everything about this game should scream, oh, must watch. But I'm getting the feeling that people just aren't very excited because people are not believing in Houston.
Oh, I'm getting that weird feeling though about this game. Like that
okay, so it's back on the table.
Well, I'm getting that strange feeling that the Texans are going to win. Only because, like, now,
because everyone's overlooking them.
Now I'm like, oh, Detroit's insane. Number one in our rankings, unbeatable. And
Nico Collins comes back this week.
Houston, like, they're terrible. And now it's in Houston. And it just has one of those feels where, okay, now Houston's going to win.
And Nico Collins coming back is huge.
Yeah, Stroud's going to ball. Mixon's going to do his thing. I'm going to pick Detroit. I'm not going to pick against them the rest of the season. But this just feels like a spot where it's going to be closer than people think.
What do you think, Ziggy? Will Houston kind of bounce back? This is a huge prove-it opportunity because people are talking
100%
really poorly about the Texans, who I'm sure Texans fans are sitting back in their seats saying, what the hell? Like, I get that, I get the offensive line has been really bad, but we're still winning football games. Like, this is the opportunity to show it to people that they're for real. Do you actually think they're for real, though?
Do I think the Texans are for real?
Yeah. Well, let's stick to this game for now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just focusing on this game. I mean, the injury for the Texans have been tough, right? Will Anderson, it looks like he'll be out. But as you say, there's some huge players coming back. Everybody's focusing on Nico Collins, but Jimmy Ward should be back. Azeez will be back too. Like, there's a lot of good players coming back for this Texans team on offense and defense. And also they added Zachary Thomas, who will hopefully help the offensive line. I don't think people realize just how good Nico Collins is or just how important he is for this team.
Agree.
He might be the best player in the NFL at getting open and creating space.
All right. A little
He's
aggressive.
certainly one of the 4 or 5 best players at it. And to add him back to your offense, I mean, the offense we saw last week that lost to the Jets was Tank Dell and basically nobody else. If Nico Collins comes back, there's not a guarantee he didn't practice today, but if he comes back, I think the Texans have a decent chance to win this game. Like, it's easy to forget when they were mostly healthy, they were able to play Buffalo. Like, they've played a lot of good games this season. I'm not placing a unfortunate road loss to the Jets as decisive for the team. I think they can definitely keep it close and show that they're one of the NFL's better teams.
Yeah,
that's a different question.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. As far as the matchup, where can Houston win? Like, where can Houston compete with Detroit? A lot of people are looking at the Houston run defense, trying to slow down Gibbs and Montgomery. Like, that's not going to happen. I'll tell you right now, the Detroit offense is a machine right now. You're going to have to score. So the spot that has to improve, and Texans fans know where I'm going with this. The O-line is 28th in pass block win rate this season. They've just been atrocious. How many times do you turn on the Texans games and CJ Stroud's just running for his life, trying to make a play a lot? He's CJ Stroud, so he makes a lot of plays as well. But Zadarius Smith comes in now. That's bolstering the Lions pass rush. If Houston can limit the pressure on Stroud, which is far easier said than done, given the way they performed this year, I think we're trending towards that shootout, especially with Nico Collins back, because frankly, without him, Tank Dell is not enough, especially with Diggs out for the year. So Nico Collins gives the Texans a chance. Otherwise, I would very confidently pick Detroit. But it really, you got to circle what happens up front, and you're better off betting on the Lions pass rush winning and creating problems for Houston than you are being hopeful that the Texans can get it together when they haven't done that all year.
And again, this sounds obvious, but no miscues. Last week, Green Bay had a missed field goal and a pick 6 to end the half. And when Detroit's in the backfield, which they will be, that's even something as simple as Stroud just realizing nothing's here, taking a sack.
And that's what you're right. That's what Love was doing wrong for a lot of that game.
It's simple, just take the sack and punt the ball instead of trying to throw something up and it's picked off.
Detroit, I believe, has 2 turnovers in the last 6 games. They just don't make mistakes anymore. It's crazy watching them because, especially when we played them, I told you guys a few times now, when the Vikings were playing Detroit, I was losing my mind at just how efficient they are everywhere. And then Darnold has the interception before the end of the half, and that winds up costing them the game. And you just go these guys don't make any errors. And if you make an error, you're screwed. So that's where I think it's such a problem for Houston with that O-line, because what does a weak offensive line create? Havoc, turnovers, issues. So I'm going Detroit based on that. But would it surprise me if CJ Stroud pulled it off? There are a few quarterbacks in the league that are capable of just throwing an entire team on their shoulders and getting it done. Wouldn't shock me, especially in Houston. But I have to pick what I've been seeing lately, and I'm going Detroit too. So
yeah, I got Lions close.
I'd love to see Houston. I mean, Houston wins, the Vikings are tied with Detroit again. It would be awesome. But I mean, they're just on a special run in Detroit. Okay, the last game before going over to Zig or Zag. How about some Steelers football, Jack?
Oh, finally, it's about time.
Yeah, how about some Steelers football? Back on track.
It's about time.
It's been a little while. We head to Washington, the nation's capital. It's been a busy week in the nation's capital, but really because the Pittsburgh Steelers are coming to town, and they should be renovating the stadium, putting in more seats because they travel.
That's why DC's been crowded all
week.
That's
why it's been.
Pittsburgh's coming to town.
So Russell Wilson, it's his first road game with the Steelers. Does that get you a little nervous?
No.
Or are you just very confident?
And it's one thing. It's the difference between your first road game in the NFL versus on a different team. He's played on the road before.
And hey, these are 2 teams that were both quite active at the trade deadline. You guys bring in Mike Williams, Preston Smith.
I like
the Commanders, the huge trade for Marshawn Lattimore. I mean, maybe to counter the Mike Williams move. So it's going to be fun. It feels like one of those tight, real football games where it's tough football, probably close going into the fourth quarter. And now you're going to get mad at me here. I really like Pittsburgh. I think they're very good. These kind of games, I look to the quarterback, though. When I think it's going to be a tough, hard-nosed game, I look at the quarterback and I say, all right, who do I trust more? And Jane Daniels has been a difference maker all year. I think he continues to be a difference maker. And I think that Washington wins this one in the realm of like 24-20, 21-17, that kind of ugly game that they pull out in the end.
Yeah, I disagree.
That's shocking. Shocking.
I believe the Steelers D against the rookie quarterbacks going to have their way. We know what Tomlin's record is against rookie quarterbacks, something outrageous. They'll have some sort of scheme conjured up for this guy. And it's a quick, about 3.5 hour drive from Pittsburgh over to DC. So JD he'll be playing in his home stadium, but be playing an away game. Russ has been good, undefeated as a Steeler, 2-0. Mike Williams addition, the offense is going to click. George Pickens going to do his thing. I think it's Pittsburgh pretty big.
Big?
I think it's Pittsburgh pretty big. Yep, they're a dog. I love them outright. Their defense gives Jaden Daniels a hard time. Russ and the gang marches up the field. Pickens, ball hawk, does his thing. I like the run game with Jalen Warren.
Okay, so shockingly, Jackie's gone Steelers.
I got Pittsburgh by double digits. I'm saying like 24-7 Pittsburgh.
Ziggy, we're split.
I think we give JD a hard time.
Who you got, Ziggy?
I mean, the Commanders surely hope that Marshawn Lattimore is going to be able to play this game, right? What a difference that would make. It's unclear whether or not he'll be able to play.
He's got the hamstring thing going on?
Yeah, he said he's going day to day. He's hopeful he can play, but we'll see. I mean, here's the thing, is you're looking at the offense in the NFC that scored the most points and the defense in the AFC that's allowed the least points. This is a huge moment. And Jack, I think you're right. It's going to come down to whether or not the Pittsburgh defense is going to be able to disrupt Jaden Daniels. I think they will disrupt Jaden Daniels. I think they're going to be in his face. I think it's going to be hard for him to play. But his mobility is so hard to deal with. Even if you're TJ Watt, it is hard to deal with a quarterback who can move like him. And even though I think he'll make some mistakes, he'll be under a lot of pressure. I have not seen enough from Russell Wilson. Just because he hasn't played enough, I am not confident he's going to be able to handle a Commanders defense that has risen to the level of mediocre.
Oh, yeah.
They've become a okay defense. I think Russell Wilson will play well. Will he play well enough to overcome what Jaden Daniels can do? I don't think so. So I'm taking the Commanders, but I think this is probably the most exciting game of the slate.
Russ going to carve him up.
Jack, one thing, if I'm going to play devil's advocate with myself a little bit here and support Jack, it's that the Commanders' offense has been awesome, but they haven't really played many good defenses this year. They really haven't played. I think they played one solid pass defense this entire season. And, Pittsburgh defense, they come at you. They have TJ Watt. Jane Daniels, when he's pressured, here's some numbers for you. 29th out of 36 qualifying quarterbacks in terms of his passer rate against pressure this season. And when TJ Watt's on the other side of the ball, they just added Preston Smith. Maybe we see some more mistakes. We've been very quick to anoint Jaden Daniels the best rookie quarterback from this class, like one of those CJ Stroud type of guys, elite quarterbacks immediately. I think we all still agree that that's fair given the way he's played. But when you have TJ Watt on the other side of the ball, it gets real. It gets real quick. So I can see a world. Yeah, I'm not confident that. I don't think the Commanders blow out Pittsburgh here, even though I'm not a huge fan of your guys' offense.
Pittsburgh.
Maybe I'm being harsh on the Pittsburgh offense, but no, there's a world where you guys are creating a lot of pressure and forcing mistakes that we haven't seen from Jaden Daniels this year.
This is now the NFL for Jaden Daniels. He's played the Giants twice. That's like a college team. The Bears.
Yeah, that Bengals defense.
He's played SEC opponents.
The Bears defense is solid. The Bears defense held him to 12 points.
He played in the SEC last year. He faced better competition than he has this year in the NFL. And now this is the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. He's going to see what the NFL is all about. They're going to get in his grill. I'm saying 3 turnovers from Jaden Daniels. Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh cruises.
All right. So there's some.
He's running like a beast.
Game previews. We go into Zig or Zag. Ziggy, you got some predictions for us?
Indeed, and I've even got I'm going to open with a Zig or Zag in a category that we have never done before. And Zig or Zag, it's known to go into some strange categories.
You could get a little freaky with it.
So the Minnesota Vikings are heading to play the Jacksonville Jaguars this week. And Paul, what were you saying about that Jacksonville Jaguars defense, that they give up a lot of deep plays?
Yeah, very bad against the deep pass.
And what'd you say about Sam Darnold? He loves to throw the deep pass.
He uncorks it.
Well, who's that going to? Maybe it's going to TJ Hawkinson. Maybe it's going to Jordan Addison. Maybe it's going to Johnny Munn. Who are we kidding? It's going to Justin Jefferson. If there's a deep play to be had, it's going to him. And Justin Jefferson, his line for longest reception of the day, 27.5 yards. I am extremely confident as I can be, that Justin Jefferson is getting a reception that's 28 yards or longer. And I know the zig or zag in the past few weeks, we've had some miserable 2 weeks in a row. I've had something like this missed by 1 yard. So
Literally
Justin Jefferson's probably going to get an incredible acrobatic 27-yard catch. Nevertheless, I'm taking the over on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna zig that.
How can you not?
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
It's too fun not to.
I'm not gonna sit there and sweat out like, oh, please don't throw him a bomb. I'm definitely gonna zig that against Jacksonville too, 100%.
People do not appreciate just how good Justin Jefferson is. Like when you watch him play football, your jaw should be on the floor. He is by far the best receiver in football. It's not close right now.
No,
there are a lot of really good
Wilson's
receivers.
Garrett Wilson's up there.
There are a lot of really good receivers in the NFL, and it's not close. The dude is a one-man wrecking crew. Watch games. He's triple teamed like very often. And it opens everything up. Actually, that could be a good reason to say Jordan Addison might be the guy to get the long ball in this game because everyone's going to be on Jefferson. But
but you can triple team Justin Jefferson. He's going to get.
It doesn't matter. And you know what's another amazing thing about him, Ziggy, is in critical moments. His entire career, he always catches the football every single time. I mean, you could go back to the Buffalo game, New England with Kirk in that game. Actually, multiple times in the Buffalo game, like. He had the Detroit 4th down. We wound up losing that game, but caught that football. Like, how many times does Justin Jefferson just make critical, unbelievable catches? Sorry, I'm fanboying. Go ahead. The second.
Yeah.
The second
one.
So we're both
the
zigging.
New York.
We're both zigging.
We're zigging.
Yeah. Carolina Panthers are coming off a pretty nice week. They just beat the Saints at home, and they've got another game at home. They're hosting the New York Giants. And you think New York Giants, terrible team, and that's probably right. But there's one thing the New York Giants do have something that's pretty good. They've got a pretty good defensive line. Dexter Lawrence, Azeez Ojulari, like their guys get in you and get after you.
Oh,
absolutely.
No.
Whoa.
Well, they penetrate the offensive line. They do. They get right back there.
Nice penetration.
So when I hear Bryce Young is going to be the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, now he showed a little bit of mobility here.
He actually did. He was okay
but
last
this
week.
guy's not good. Yeah, he looked okay.
No, he was all right.
He's 22 years old.
Together two.
Is he 22?
I mean,
No,
the guy
I do not believe. Jack is convinced.
The guy
There's no
sucks.
way Bryce Young puts together two okay performances in a row.
Yeah, there's no way.
You guys are
over-under's 177 passing yards. I'm taking the under.
Yeah.
Bryce Young is going to get murdered by this Giants defensive line.
That's a zig. I'm telling you, I will go every single Caleb or Bryce under for the rest of my life.
What's
that's a zig.
What's the Bryce
And Jonathan
Young?
Brooks was activated too.
Yeah, I would love. You know what? One of my worst fantasy decisions of the year.
Bryce Young, he's going to Germany. He's going to have a good time. He's going to go to like November Fest or whatever. I don't know what they do in Germany.
Oh no, they have what's it called? It's Oktoberfest. That's the thing they have. Do they have Novemberfest too?
Paul.
Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. They have Springfest. That's another one. In like March or April, they have Springfest, which is just their spring Oktoberfest. But
do you think we're punishing Germany for World War II by making them watch the Giants and the Bryce Young Panthers play as their one game this year?
I think it could be. I think it very well could be on the table.
That's hilarious.
But no, Jonathan Brooks is back. They're running the ball. They're not passing it.
I wonder if that's what we're actually doing here. The NFL is just like, you know what?
A punishment long in the making.
Yeah, it's like this is deserved. Germany gets this game.
We're going to give you the 2024 Giants and 2024
Panthers. You knew coming into the year the Giants Panthers was not going to be good. You could have easily seen that coming.
And it's somehow even worse than we thought.
It's even worse than we thought, yeah. I'm going to zig with you again. I'm just looking at Bryce's game log. 161, 84, 58, -4. I don't remember the negative. That had to have been he came in late. 224.
No, that's like he got injured.
Yeah, 224, 171.
I would hope he got hurt that game.
I'm gonna go with you. Yeah, he's done it once all year, but I mean he's been right there the past 2 weeks. He's played better.
He sucks. I'm
but that's the thing. If you peak Bryce Young gets close,
Yeah.
Against worse defenses. Or
Good.
better against worse defenses.
Good Bryce Young will scrape over 200 yards. So I'm zigging the under 177.
Yeah, I'm gonna zig as well. Not confidently though. No, I'm not confident. Okay, the last one.
One more game. The New York Jets are heading to Arizona. They're coming off a huge win. This is the kind of win that's supposed to transform the organization that's finally got Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams locked in. The defense is playing. No. Are you kidding me? This Jets team is terrible. I don't care if they beat an injury-riddled Houston Texans at home. Going on the road to Arizona with a world to play for in this game. They've got the division in their sights. They've got Kyler Murray playing decent football. They've got a defense that's ascending. And the Cardinals are home dogs.
We love home dogs.
I'm taking the Cardinals plus 1.5 all day as home dogs.
Shoot, I'm zigging all three of Ziggy's picks.
So am I. That's a problem.
That's a huge.
You shouldn't be betting based on anything anyone says on this show, except potentially the Jack Cap of the week. This is a great sign. Don't even think about placing a bet on this.
Oh no, I feel like we have.
How do you take the Jets as road favorites against a hot Cardinals team?
I agree.
No, you're totally right. It's a sucker bet to go with the Jets, and
I think we should place a parlay us three for that.
For Zig or Zag.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a death sentence. We had Justin Jefferson over 27.5, longest catch, 177. The under for Bryce Young in terms of passing yards, and Cardinals plus 1.5. We zigged all three. Problems for Ziggy, problems for anyone who's going to tail these, but good Zig or Zag, Ziggy. Nice job.
I like that.
We go into game picks.
You place $100 on that and it hits, pay out $650.
I'm gonna have to do that.
Producer Lauren, do you want to do game picks? Do you want to be involved or no? You just pick a game.
Pick your games.
Do you want to be involved? Like, I will read it. All you have to do is say a team.
So you're saying
no way.
No way.
No, wait, no. Yeah. I'm in.
Okay. All right, here we go.
She's in.
How do you lose legitimacy for an NFL show? This could be a way. All right, let's start off.
That's right. She's hot.
Let's start off. The Bengals at the Ravens on Thursday Night Football.
Sorry,
Ravens are a 6.5-point favorite at home.
Baltimore at home. I got Baltimore.
Ziggy?
Give me the Bengals to cover, but Baltimore to win. I will never, ever take a touchdown-ish spread in an AFC North game.
I think that's good logic. I got Baltimore too. Same reasoning as you, Ziggy. Lauren?
I'm going to go Baltimore because one of my best friends is a Ravens fan.
Squad ride.
Perfect.
Squad ride. All right. The Giants are 6.5-point favorites. 6.5-point favorites against Bryce Young, a red-hot Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers.
So the Panthers won last week.
In Germany.
Which means they won't win again for a while. So I got the Giants. I got the Giants to cover.
Ziggy?
Giants to cover.
I got the Giants too. I'm not sure they actually cover, but I'm going to go Giants. Lauren?
Wait, who are they playing?
The Panthers.
Carolina
We
Panthers.
just talked about it.
I'm going to go the Panthers because I like cats.
Okay. All right.
The Patriots at the Patriots at the Bears. The Bears are also 6.5-point favorites.
I like the Pats.
We did this before. Jack's got
I like the Pats.
Ziggy and I are both on Chicago in this
Bears
one.
win, Patriots cover.
Okay, I think we're in a good spot. Lauren, Patriots, Bears.
Patriots.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah,
the
freedom.
Bills at the Colts. The Bills are 3.5-point favorites.
I hate road favorites, but I'm not picking against Buffalo, so I got the Bills.
Yeah, I think the Joe Flacco magic has run out. He's starting this week, right? Joe Flacco, they're not putting in Richardson?
It has.
I think it's Flacco.
I'm pretty sure it's Flacco. How depressed is Joe Flacco?
I mean, I wouldn't take either of them, but give me the Bills here.
Didn't Flacco just look depressed during Sunday Night Football?
Then he's old.
I mean, it was just like they kept going to him, and I was like, Joe, are you okay?
The dude's a fossil.
It was, I don't know. Something just seemed off. Like, Flacco didn't look like he wanted to be there. And
Joe Flacco was there to collect a paycheck for like holding a clipboard, and he's taken 9 sacks this year.
Here he is, Brian Flores' defense coming at him from every angle. He's like, I'm too old for this shit. All right, Lauren, Colts or Bills?
Bills because I like the theme song.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, the theme song's
They got a great theme song. Yeah. All right, I got the Bills too. The Vikings, 4.5-point favorites at the Jaguars.
I got the Vikings. I'll take them to cover too. I got the Vikings pretty big.
Yeah, thanks,
offense explodes.
Yeah, appreciate that, Jack.
Offense explodes. I appreciate you.
Give me the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I'm out on this team.
Come on, man. The Jaguars?
You like cats, Lauren?
Yeah, Paul, that's exactly
Lauren
the
likes
attitude
cats.
that makes the
I
Vikings
actually
lose
have
this game.
a more detailed answer.
This is what I don't like about when Ziggy picks against us because it'll be the third quarter. It'll be a close game, and we'll get the text from Ziggy. It's like, I told you guys, you should have listened to me. And the Vikings like squeeze it out.
It's usually right.
The Vikings will squeeze it out, and
I told you. The only time I've done this season is that Rams game.
Didn't you do that during the Colts game? Didn't you say, I told you so? It's like
I said I told you it'd be a close game, and it was a close game.
I'm going Vikings. I can't take the Jaguars. Lauren?
This one's a little difficult for me because a few years ago I got fed up that the Vikings were so bad and I claimed the Jaguars as my new team.
What a horrible decision.
Because I liked their colors, but I think I have to go Vikings or Paul will throw a fit.
Good. Loyalty.
That's a great analysis, by the way. That's her best pick yet, I think.
The Broncos at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 8.5-point favorites at home.
Chiefs.
All right, well, how about we do cover? Chiefs, think they cover that? I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, Chiefs will cover.
Yeah? Ziggy?
I think this Broncos defense is good. I know they just got lit up by the Ravens, but I believe in this defense. I'm taking the Broncos to cover.
I'm with you. I got the Chiefs winning, but I think Denver actually does keep it relatively close throughout. And yeah, 8.5 points is a lot in the NFL, and the Chiefs offense, I'll never pick against them when it matters. Like if it goes to overtime, of course they're scoring. Did you see Baker Mayfield's face?
Yeah,
Like you saw that, right? Immediately, like it's over. Like Mahomes just has that ability. But for some reason, they're not clicking on offense throughout most of the game. So for that reason, I could see Denver scoring late and having an onside kick opportunity. Like it's never really in question, but you hold your breath for a second.
That would be a close game.
All right, Lauren, the Broncos or the Chiefs? America waits.
I'm going to say the Broncos.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Bold pick.
All right.
Yeah.
The Falcons are 3.5-point favorites at the Saints. I mean, the Saints just lost to the Panthers.
Yeah,
so
Cam Jordan was like, "We hear me. What did he say? He's like, sorry, New Orleans, we just lost to the Panthers. You deserve so much better."
Well, could this be a spot where new coach? Or
it
coach?
feels like that spot. Like, a home dog.
He just does it.
Oh God, I have to pick Atlanta. I'm gonna.
You don't have to, Jack. No one's making you do anything here.
Not wearing my Falcon red today. I got Atlanta.
I've got the Saints here. I think we're overreacting to that Panthers game. It was bad,
so bad,
but it was an unlucky loss. It was Derek Carr's first game back. He's going to be in his groove. This is a big game for them. They want to win it. I'm taking the Saints.
Who got a fast?
Any divisional matchup.
I mean, what's going right in New Orleans? They've lost 7. Where's the optimism, Ziggy?
Mardi Gras.
Derek Carr's healthy. That's where it's going right.
I'm going Atlanta in this one. I don't think Atlanta is as good as Falcons fans we're hoping heading into the year. But and this is a spot too in New Orleans where usually they'll block a punt or something in these games. But I'm gonna go Atlanta wins. Atlanta wins a good one. Lauren, Falcons or Saints?
I'm going Falcons.
Good. We don't pick the Saints. Ooh,
oh, there you got a little noise too.
Yeah.
49ers.
Next time, people got to pay for that noise.
The 49ers
make that noise.
That is just a preview of content.
Good.
Yeah, no, stop. The Niners are 5.5-point favorites at the Buccaneers. The frisky Buccaneers.
I actually like the Bucs. Tough loss in KC. I like the Bucs in this game.
Siggy.
Niners. They're a better team. The end.
Oh, what's wrong with that? I like the Bucs.
I think Tampa is frisky, as I was just saying, but I'm going San Francisco. He's just the better.
As frisky as Ziggy or not quite?
Not as frisky as Ziggy. Lauren, Niners or Bucs?
Niners. I know they're good.
There you go. The Steelers at the Commanders. Washington, a 2.5-point favorite. So you got your boys.
I got the Steelers big, double digits. Yeah.
Ziggy, you got the Commanders.
Yep.
I got the Commanders too. Lauren, Commanders or Steelers?
Steelers for you, Jack.
Yes.
The Titans at the Chargers. The Chargers are 7.5-point favorites.
I got the Chargers. I got the Chargers to win and cover. Emotional win for the Titans at home, getting a field goal. I got the Chargers to cover.
And they're just not very good at football.
Yeah, they're not very good. So Chargers.
This is tough for Ziggy.
Yeah, I'll take the Chargers.
This is his Chargers team that he's been supporting all year versus his AFC South predicted champion who really needs to get it going.
Sometimes you just get it wrong. I've got it wrong.
I got the Chargers too. Lauren, the Bolts or the Titans?
What?
The Chargers or the Titans?
Oh, I got confused when you said Bolts. Chargers.
Charger?
Good. I hardly know her.
The Jets are 1.5-point favorites at the Cardinals. We did this before. We're all on Arizona here.
Yep.
Lauren, Cardinals or Jets?
Jets.
Eagles at Cowboys. The Cowboys are getting 7 points, so Eagles are 7-point favorites.
Dang.
7. I mean, well, Cooper Rush is playing. You got to remember that. He's played well.
Like, I don't think he's like much worse than Dak. Yeah, I'm going to take Dallas +7 in a hard-fought game. A game-winning 50-yard field goal by the Eagles, 31-28. Philly.
That sounds about right. No, yeah, I think.
Do we know that it's Cooper Rush and not Trey Lance?
I'm confident it's Cooper Rush, but
Ziggy,
I mean, I've been wrong before.
What's the rush?
Does it change your pick?
CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs are both hurt. Even if they're like, I think CeeDee Lamb will play, but he's not 100%. Trayvon Diggs tore his calf. He's still playing, but a weak Cowboys team without their QB against the Eagles, this will be a Philly beatdown.
Man, that's got to be
Eagles.
tough with the playing on a torn calf.
Could you imagine giving birth and then seeing your nice little cute baby being like, let's name him CD? I mean, like what?
I got the Eagles too. I think that they control this game pretty easily as well as Ziggy. Lauren, Eagles or Cowboys?
Eagles.
Would you name your kid CD, Ziggy?
His name's he wasn't named CD. His name's Sedarian. It's Sedarian DeLeon Lamb.
Sedarian DeLeon Lamb. That's a hell of a name.
One could say Sedarian's like
the Lions at the Texans. We all had Detroit in this one.
The Lions, yeah.
Lauren?
I'm taking the Texans.
Oh, you are? I'm sorry. All right, Ziggy's on Texans. Lauren?
I hate to say it, but I'm going Lions.
You like Cats, yeah. That's what you said.
I think they're overrated.
I'm not
but I
beating
think
the
they'll
Lions
win.
hater allegations, even though I've been pounding the table. They're the best team in the NFL for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever.
you are contradicting that claim with
God, how many games are like 4?
There's one more here.
I think sometimes you get unlucky and lose. It happens against a good team.
The last one, the Dolphins at the Rams, Monday Night Football.
I was like, what are that, 40 games? Dolphins. They played a good game last week. I like the Dolphins.
That baby.
Rams don't have a home field advantage, so I like the Dolphins.
Fins are in my top 10. I'm taking them.
Yeah, that's a horrendous, that's a horrible ranking. I had the Rams. I had the Rams winning this one. They're on the playoff push.
You're too high on the Rams. They kind of stink.
They're on the playoff push when their guys are playing. I mean, unless if
So
we're
are the Dolphins.
I know, I understand, and I think the Dolphins are a good
Just because
football
you're
team.
2-6 doesn't mean you're not making a playoff push, right?
Well, they have a chance
Right?
too.
Yeah.
Like if I know they do. I mean, the
I
Broncos
guess
are what
they do,
5-4.
yeah. I
They
guess
have
yeah.
6 losses. Like if the Dolphins win and Denver loses and the Jets lose, like they're right there. But I just would be surprised.
This
I think
daylight savings is killing me.
it's
man.
brutal.
It's dark. If
it's
I want to go
saving. It's singular. It's not plural. Because you're saving time.
I've always said plural.
Nah, but regardless, it's
You've been
miserable.
wrong.
It's like I'm tired by 5 p.m. I want to go to bed.
Oh, you're driving around. It's 3 o'clock. Yesterday was 3:30. I was out running an errand and it was,
And like
it was
the
dark.
sun's going
Sun's
down.
going low. I was
Awful.
like, oh my God.
I'm always exhausted.
Summertime, it's like we're all going over to hang out and swim at 3 o'clock, and now it's like you make a cup of tea or something and go to bed.
Yeah.
Lauren, the Dolphins or the Rams?
Yes.
I'm a lone wolf. All right, so that wraps it up here for our game picks. The Jack Cap of the week.
Oh baby. It was last
That's
week.
what we've been waiting for.
Was last week a win, or are you counting it as a loss? It's a loss, right? Half a point.
Yeah,
It
should have.
Did you receive a payout?
Well, I had the money line.
You should tease it down.
No, kidding. I did 3.5, so I did lose. But Paul's dad had 2.5, so he won.
Someone won.
Yeah, someone won. So this one's funny. It's pretty crazy. So it's fall. You know, Thanksgiving's rolling around, and I was driving to work this morning on the highway, and I was late because I hit some traffic, and traffic lasted a while, and I was trying to figure out what was causing the traffic, and it's a weird thing because there was this big like cat, this big like tiger like cat, dead in the middle of the highway for like half an hour. So I was just in standstill, not moving traffic. And I saw these just weird like birds, these big weird birds. I didn't know their name, eating at the tiger. And I'm like, huh, a dead tiger,
Tiger.
a dead tiger with big weird birds that I don't really know what the name of the bird is. I'm going down to Virginia Tech to take the Virginia Tech Hokies. I don't know what a Hokie is, but they're going to eat those Tigers this week. Clemson's going to die in Lane Stadium. Enter Sandman's blasting. Virginia Tech plus 6.5 against the Clemson Tigers. Give me those Hokies. Ba-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Is that supposed to be interesting, man?
Yeah.
So
a big bird eating those dead.
So you saw a turkey eating a tiger in New Jersey.
A big, like, weird bird
Turkey
eating this dead
turkeys.
Yeah, well, like a turkey vulture eating at this dead tiger in the road.
It could not have been a tiger.
It looked like a tiger. It was just big, weird cat with stripes. So it reminded me.
You know, the Hokie's not related to the Hokie bird. Not really.
There's a sign, Ziggy.
Well,
Do you know the story of how Virginia Tech became the Hokies?
No, enlighten me.
So in 1896, Virginia Agricultural College, they changed their name to Virginia Tech. And what that meant was they needed a new cheer. So they just asked the students, like, what are you going to do for the cheer? And this guy, O.M. Stahl, just came up with this cheer, like the Hokie, Hokie, Hokie. And they asked him, all right, well, what does Hokie mean? You know, because Hokie's not really a word. And he just said, he just came up with it. He figured it would sound like the kind of thing people would pay attention to.
So he was just like a drunk kid.
I mean, it's a great name.
Independently of that, Virginia Tech was the Fighting Gobblers.
I mean, that would be.
So you saw a turkey eating.
That came into existence because Branch Bocock, he's called his players the Gobbler Club.
So Bocock?
Branch Bocock.
So Cock and the Gobbler.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because because the Gobbler came from the fact that because Virginia Tech, it was a military college, right?
That's a funny correlation.
You couldn't look at your food while you were eating it. If you ate it, if you looked at your food while you were eating it, they'd call you a gobbler.
Branch Bocock was his name.
Cock and Gobbler. So with all this
players, the Gobbler Club.
with this information from Ziggy and me seeing a dead tiger on the road being eaten by a big turkey, I mean, Vatek has to be the play.
I feel like every time you pick Vatek, they just get massacred.
Hey, first time, there's first for everything, right?
like have you ever had a winning experience with Virginia Tech? Truthfully,
yes.
Really?
I love seeing Enter Sandman as a winning experience.
Oh no, I mean. I support. I blindly follow the cap of the week. So if you saw a turkey eating a tiger on the road, this weekend,
tiger,
then I'm in.
Yes, it was a dead tiger on the highway with big vultures eating it.
Good.
So I'm like, all right, that's got to be Virginia Tech over Clemson.
I mean, if this wasn't a great cap to a great cap to begin with, and then a great cap to the Week 10 preview, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing with your life. So we appreciate everybody who listens. Please remember, the best thing you could do is send this show over to your friends, your family, whoever it might be. If they enjoy football, if they enjoy tomfoolery, who's welcome on the show any time of the week. You can send that out. We appreciate that. Any other final things to shout out?
No, let's wrap it up.
Anything? Okay. All right. No. College basketball season. Back.
Yes.
College basketball. That's why Jack wants to get going.
I'm section 1.
There's some games. Yeah, we'll have college basketball picks coming out pretty soon, right? Maybe after college football.
Won't.
Oh, well, at least graphics. We have a graphic.
I'm the best college bettor in the world when it comes to college basketball. Like, I'm dead serious.
Ziggy, you probably have a movie to get to, don't you? What was it? In the Mood for Love tonight.
Let's go watch college basketball.
All right.
That's a good film.
We'll see you guys later. Thanks for listening.